Hi everyone, it's Frank Kane from Sundog Software. I'm one of the creators of the SkyMaxx Pro add-on for the X-Plane Flight Simulator. And I just want to tell you a little bit about how to get the most out of the new SkyMaxx Pro 4.6 update that just came out. This is a free update for anyone who owns SkyMaxx Pro 4, so let me just tell you about some of the new features. Big thing in this one is about the new storm clouds. So we have a new model library of 3D cumulonimbus and 3D towering cumulus storm clouds, all in various stages of development. So when you're flying through a stormy area through thunderstorms, it's going to look a lot more realistic and a lot more scary as you fly through it. We actually based these models off of real photos I took. I took a little research trip to Miami, Florida, and took some photos of actual towering cumulus clouds and cumulonimbus thunderheads from my hotel room there. And that's what provided the inspiration for these clouds. So you can see these are based on real-world cloud formations. Other things in this update include improved performance. People always want that. And also some tweaks to the lighting in the clouds. So sunset and sunrise will look better than ever in SkyMaxx Pro 4.6. So how do you take advantage of all these new features? Well, the thing is, you're not going to see these new storm clouds unless you're flying in stormy conditions. So you need to find a stormy area to fly in. So let's assume that you're running with real-world weather and you have our Real Weather Connector add-on installed in addition to SkyMaxx Pro. That will allow real-world MEDAR conditions to be imported into SkyMaxx Pro and give you accurate reflection of the actual weather conditions where you're flying. So to find an area of stormy weather, I recommend going to badbadweather.com. It's at least a place to start. Now the problem is badbadweather.com's weather information is not always in sync with the weather information that X-Plane uses, so sometimes it takes a little bit of trial and error to get it right. But to get started, go over to the thunderstorms button here and click on that, and that should tell you a list of airports where it believes thunderstorms are currently happening. And we can see here some airports where it believes thunderstorms exist. You want to look for TSRA, ideally, in the actual MEDAR report there. That indicates thunderstorms with rain. So that's most likely going to translate to actual thunderstorms in the sim. So take a note of one of those stations, and let's head over to X-Plane here and set up a new flight. And let's go ahead and enter in one of those stations where we believe bad weather existed. And you can see here for our first try for the KFDY one, it's actually reporting foggy conditions. So that's not gonna cut it. Let's try a different one. We want to see stormy conditions pop up. KPNA is reporting clear in X-Plane right now. As you can see, it's gonna take some trial and error to find one where the weather conditions being reported in badbadweather.com match up with the weather information that X-Plane is using. Let's try one more. It's a good idea to just try a different part of the world if you can, if you notice that weather seems to be off in a particular location. So we're going to move away from the Midwest, for example, here, and let's try someplace else. How about Alabama? KBFM, let's give that a shot. Mobile, Alabama, yep, looks like stormy conditions, so let's pick that one and fly around and see what we can see. Alright, so here we are on the runway. We can see that it is in fact stormy and rainy. Visibility at the ground is going to be pretty low, so don't expect to see a whole lot from here. Just like in the real world, visibility will be limited. Let's take a peek at my settings here. You can see that I've cranked up the cloud area covered setting all the way to the right, taking advantage of those new performance improvements in SkyMaxx Pro 4.6. And I have my Stratus Overcast representation set to HD Cloud Puffs. Obviously, not all systems can crank everything up to the right. You want to make your own compromises between cloud area and your system's capabilities. I also have Real Weather Connector installed on automatic mode, and Never Change Visible Weather is also selected. So with that, let's get airborne. Alright, so here we are up at about 20,000 feet or so, 25,000, something like that, and you can see that we are above the clouds here, and we do have a cumulonimbus thunderhead storm cell over there on the right, so that's pretty awesome. That's reaching up to about 30,000 feet, and you can see some lightning strikes happening around it as well. And if you look off to the left there a little bit, right under where the plane is right now, you can see a little bit of towering cumulus developing there, a little bit of vertical development that will ultimately turn into another cumulonimbus cloud if we were to give it long enough. Let's just fly around this puppy. I think it's worth noting that these are real 3D clouds, so unlike other flight simulators, these aren't just pictures of storm clouds. They're actually composed of individual voxels that compose a 3D model that you can fly around very naturally. So we're going to go ahead and fly around this particular thunderhead and come around the corner and see what's on the other side. And you can see that even as we fly into this cloud and very close to it, the illusion does not break down. We still have pretty good detail there, and things have the right structure. As we come around the corner here, we can see there's another towering cumulus cloud developing just beyond this cumulonimbus cloud. And note the subtle lighting effects on that. You can really tell what direction the sun is at. One side of that cloud is darker than the other, as it is a very thick cloud that actually can attenuate light as it passes through it. And again, that's just another storm cloud in a different stage of development that we want to represent there. And as we continue to make our way around our storm cell, we should see that other little area of vertical development off next to it as well, sitting on top of our stratus cloud layer here, the overcast layer that's sitting beneath all these storms. And this is actually in Mobile, Alabama, which is pretty close to Hurricane Harvey right now. So this is realistic conditions. Kind of seeing the edges of a hurricane here, actually, and some storms that are being spawned by it. So cool stuff. There you have it. So if you don't already have the SkyMaxx Pro 4.6 update, head over to x-aviation.com. You'll see it listed in your account, or you can check it out and purchase Real Weather Connector and SkyMaxx Pro at X-Aviation if you're so inclined. Again, I'm Frank Kane, and thanks for listening. Hope you enjoy SkyMaxx Pro 4.6.